good afternoon. I'm Charles Lejano. This is One News Now. The government won't be imposing travel restrictions just yet on other countries hit by the more infectious COVID-19 variant. This has been clarified by Palace spokesperson Harry Roque after some government agencies mistakenly announced a ban on inbound flights from at least 20 countries. To tell us more about this back and forth, Dale De Vera joins us live from Mandaluyong. Dale, good afternoon. So what are we expecting now?
Charles, no less than Malacanang has clarified that the supposed travel ban on countries hit by the new variant, aside from the United Kingdom, won't take effect just yet. Several government agencies, including as well as Health Secretary Francisco Duque III, have earlier announced that inbound flights from at least 20 countries will be restricted from December 30 to January 15. Countries that have detected the B117 variant include Japan, Hong Kong, Switzerland, Australia, Canada, and Italy. In a statement, the Manila International Airport Authority has apologized for the confusion when it mistakenly announced a travel ban on these nations and others. It says the restrictions are just recommendations from the government's COVID-19 task force with no formal approval yet. The Transportation Department has also deleted its advisory on the matter. In his briefing today, Roque has acknowledged that the said travel restrictions have been highly recommended by Duque and other members of the IATF. However, he is urging the public to wait for the official guidelines that will be released by the Executive Secretary within the day. Charles, for its part, the Labor Department says returning OFWs will be exempted once the travel restrictions are in place. Charles?
Thanks for that, Dale. That was Dale De Vera reporting live from Mandaluyong. The Health Department reports less than 1,000 new COVID-19 cases for the third day in a row. The DOH logged around 800 new cases on Tuesday, bringing the total caseload to 471,000. Davao City has the most number of fresh infections with 61, followed by Pampanga and Bulacan. 38 people died of the virus overnight, pushing the death toll to more than 9,100. Total COVID-19 survivors now stand at 439,000 after 250 more patients recovered over the past 24 hours. Meanwhile, the UP Octa Research Group says the decline in COVID-19 cases for this holiday season could be artificial. In an interview with the chiefs, Professor Guido David has attributed the recent low figures to the closure of testing laboratories during the holidays. He adds that the real numbers will likely be reflected in January once the Christmas and New Year celebrations are over.
It looks like it's going down, pero nga, we have yung caveat dyan is incomplete pa yung picture natin. Yung 0.95 is actually, we're not confident that it's less than 1 kasi there's a margin of error of about 0.1. So it could be still above 1.
The Food and Drug Administration says they were caught by surprise when reports of the vaccination of some military officials came about. But the agency says it won't go after those who have received the shots. Greg Gregorio tells us why.
The Food and Drug Administration says they were not consulted prior to the COVID-19 vaccination of some uniformed personnel. FDA Director General Eric Domingos says they are still verifying information on the matter.
Kinausap ko rin po si Secretary, nagulat din nga po siya. We were not consulted. It was not done in consultation with the Department of Health or the FDA.
The official admits that those who have been vaccinated are not liable to the law. They are instead after those who administered the inoculation despite the fact that no COVID-19 vaccine has been registered or at least given an emergency use authorization in the country.
Yesterday, I gave an order to our regulatory enforcement unit para magkaroon ng investigation at malaman kung ano ang status at kung ano yung nangyaring pagbabakuna at kung anong bakuna ang nagamit.
The Health Department has assured the public that a priority list for the government's target mass vaccination starting next year will be followed.
Yun pong ating priority na healthcare workers will be the first, the vulnerable group, the frontliners, lahat po yan ay masusunod kapag dating na po ng mga pre-procure natin na magiging rehistrado dito sa ating bansa.
To date, Only U.S. pharmaceutical firm Pfizer has applied for an emergency use in the country, with its application now under evaluation. Janssen Pharmaceutical, meanwhile, is a lone drug manufacturer that has been given an approval by the FDA to conduct late-stage trials in the Philippines. The Health Department is also awaiting final instructions from the World Health Organization regarding the planned solidarity trials in the country. The WHO is currently studying the possible impact of new SARS-CoV-2 variants to the efficacy of potential COVID-19 vaccines.
We need to understand that we will have events like this in the future, but it doesn't mean automatically that we have to reconsider the effect of vaccines.
The WHO is in close coordination with experts from the United Kingdom and South Africa, where the two different new variants of the virus have been detected.
Working closely with scientists all over the world to better understand any and all changes to the virus and how these changes affect its ability to spread or make people sick, or any potential impact on available tests, treatments, and vaccines.
For News 5, Greg Gregorio, we are One News.
Health experts are seeking accountability for the unregulated vaccination of some military personnel. In an interview with 1PH sa Totoo Lang, Dr. Benjamin Ko criticized Palace spokesperson Harry Roque for defending what he calls the armed forces' personal choice.
To me, it's an irresponsible statement that somebody will say that na hindi ipinagbabawal ng batas natin na magpaturok ng hindi rehistrado na bakuna.
In the same program, public health advocate Dr. Tony Liachon said the shots used on some members of the Presidential Security Group may be considered counterfeit. He also said the Food and Drug Administration has not approved the use of any COVID-19 vaccines in the country.
It's a violation of the RA 8203. Diyan ho, nakalagay po yan sa FDA law kasi ang presidente po yun pwede niyang i-repeal yan through an executive order kung sa tingin niya there's an emergency in terms of the use of the cabinet and of course armed forces of the Philippines.
We'll have more stories after this quick break. Stay with us. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. The 18-kilometer Metro Manila Skyway Stage 3 from Makati City to Quezon City is now partially open. Let's get more details from Shaila Francisco. She's reporting live from Balintawak. Shaila, how are the motorists liking this new stretch of road?
Charles, as you can see behind me, several motorists are now using the Skyway Stage 3 after 4 of its lanes have been opened today. The DPWH says they partially opened the lanes for gifts as a gift to motorists this holiday season and for them to test the highway before its formal opening on January 14. There will be 7 available ramps that will allow access to the Skyway Stage 3. These include northbound and southbound ramps in Buendia, Balintawak, and Quezon Avenue, and the southbound on-ramp in Plaza de Lao. Travel time from Makati to Quezon City has been reduced to just 20 minutes from the previous 1 hour, while travel from NLEX to South Luzon Expressway will take only 30 minutes. Aside from connecting both Luzon expressways, Skyway Stage 3 is seen to ease traffic in major thoroughfares. It is estimated to clear EDSA and C5 of 55,000 cars daily once finished. No toll fees will be collected during its first month of operation. The DPWH says the Toll Regulatory Board is still evaluating toll fees, but it will be within the range of existing fees in other skyways, which are around 72 to 168 pesos. The DPWH is advising motorcycles with 400cc not to use the Skyway stage for now for safety reasons. Motorists are also advised to observe 40 kilometers per hour speed, though they are allowing up to 60 as of now. DPWH Secretary Mark Villar, meanwhile, is set to meet with district engineers allegedly involved in DPWH corruption named by President Duterte. Villar said that there will be a reshuffle in the DPWH in accordance with President Duterte's directive. Charles, the DPWH Secretary, says the task force created to investigate the corruption within the agency will continue to investigate as there could be more district engineers involved that are not included in the list. Charles?
Thank you, Shaila Francisco, reporting live from Quezon City. President Duterte has announced the new quarantine classifications for January. Metro Manila, Isabela, Santiago City, as well as Batangas, Iloilo, and Tacloban City will be under general community quarantine until January 31. Also under GCQ are Lanao del Sur, Iligan City, Davao City, and Davao del Norte. The rest of the country will be under modified GCQ. This comes as health experts have repeatedly warned against a post-holiday surge in COVID-19 cases. House lawmakers have staunchly denied allegations that they're involved in the corruption at the Public Works Department. However, Duterte says he has no evidence linking them to the anomalies. Ria Fernandez with the details.
Just a few hours after signing the 2021 national budget, President Rodrigo Duterte announced House lawmakers who are allegedly involved in the DPWH corruption. The list was from Presidential Anti-Corruption Commissioner Greco Bellica. Despite this, the President admits there is no hard evidence against these lawmakers.
I just want to assure everybody that yung pagbasa sa pangalan ninyo is not a condemnation or an indictment that you are guilty of something. In the same manner that I would tell the people that do not take it as a gospel truth na totoo talaga to.
3 of those named are members of Liberal Party, which is a known critic of the Duterte administration. A close friend of presidential son and Davao City Representative Paulo Duterte was also included in the list. The lawmakers were accused of having a hand on Ghost Project, receiving kickbacks, bagging infrastructure projects through their own construction firms, and protecting questionable district engineers. However, the lawmakers cried foul over the president's baseless accusations.
100% sure. Kasi pinapatulan ng PACC at saka ng ibang agency, di ba meron tayong 888 number. Ako ang feeling ko nga, meron lang tumawag o nangreklamo, isa sa dalawa lang eh. Kalabang ko sa politika or yung mga contractors na blacklisted, na binlacklist ng DPWH. Kasi rineklamo namin, so retaliatory ang nangyari.
It's happening for the past 4.5 years, no, na every time na umiingay ang oposisyon, dumadami ang mga batikos, then naglalabas siya ng mga listahan, naglalabas siya ng mga paratang na walang ebidensya para lang siguro takutin.
Some also slammed Bellica due to the allegations.
I would like to see Mr. Belica face to face because my political rivals have been bragging from the very start that Mr. Belica is their patron, that Mr. Belica is ang tinatawag nila dito sa amin, si Mr. Belica ang tumutulong sa kanila. Siguro, at ayaw ko sanang paniwalaan, pero siguro kaparte ito ng tulong ni Mr. Belica sa mga kalaban ko sa politika dito sa probinsya.
Alam ko naman po saan nanggagaling yung galit sa akin ni Commissioner Greco Belica. Kasi kung matatandaan, noong October 29, sa isang radio interview, nasabi ko dito na nagsimula naman lumabas yung sinasabi niyang corrupt na congressman na involved sa DPWH nung lumabas yung issue niya tungkol sa duty-free Philippines.
They are also asking Belica to personally explain to them how he conducted the investigation. The palace, meanwhile, has defended the president's decision to reveal the names, saying it was not meant to cover the vaccine issue with soldiers. For its part, the Justice Department says the report may be referred to the Anti-Corruption Task Force for validation and case build-up. The DOJ adds that if the PACC report is already complete with evidence, it can be submitted directly to the Office of the Ombudsman. DPWH Secretary Mark Villar said that district engineers who are claimed to be cohorts in the anomalies would be subject to preventive suspension. For News 5, Ria Fernandez, we are One News.
For more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. And you can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. We are One News.